Hey everybody, this is Chef John Politte from It's Only Food. Today we're going to be making Korean beef bowl. Well, thanks a lot for joining us today and welcome back to It's Only Food. Like I said earlier, we are going to be making a Korean beef bowl, and I'm going to be doing a little something with that. I'm going to be doing some egg rolls with it too, with the beef that we've used, and then I'm going to grind up some kimchi and we're going to make egg rolls for that. But first let me give some attribution where attribution is due. We all saw Larry from the Wolf Pit do this a couple weeks ago. I know he's done it because I remember watching it, but this recipe is actually from the website Damn Delicious. They've got a blog and they've got the recipe. Here's where we're going. Here is the recipe and here are the ingredients. I will try to remember to put the list of ingredients in the recipe down in the section below here in the information area so you can make this if you want to. But first of all, let's go to our ingredients. We're going to have a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of reduced sodium soy sauce or just regular soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red bell pepper flakes to taste, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 pound of ground beef. We're using 2 because of the egg rolls, 2 green onions thinly sliced. They will go in the beef and also used as a garnish, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of sesame seeds, which will also be used as a garnish. When we get back, we will start cooking this up. Don't forget to come back. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to get the rice going. This is some brown rice, so it takes a little bit longer. But we have a lid for our beef. Once everything's cooked, we can hold it. But the rice, I don't want to wait on the rice. So we're going to put that in there first and get that going. Take it over in the water. Brown rice, I added about a cup more water because it needs it. So click the button, we'll just let it go. First thing we're gonna do after we get the rice cooking is we're gonna get the ground beef in the pan, let this cook on medium-high heat. We're gonna add the garlic to it right at the last minute so that garlic doesn't get too overcooked, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, while the beef is cooking, I'm gonna make the glaze that'll go into it. So we're gonna start out with our brown sugar, 1/4 cup packed. We'll go with about a 1/4 cup of this soy sauce. I'm not measuring this because I can eyeball it pretty good. I will put the ingredient list and the recipe in the description box below the video for those of you that would like to make this. Then we're going to put in about 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And of course some ginger, about a fingerful. You can use grated ginger, but I'm using the pureed ginger that I got because I like that. That's better flavor. So now we whisk this all up, and this will go into our cooked beef. All right, now we're just going to cut our green onions, get all that stuff on. Remember, these are going to be for garnish and for part of the recipe. So I'm just going to cut all of this up. All right, well, the beef's almost cooked. We're using a spoon. I always try to make sure I use a spoon, and like I've said shows before, we're going to cook the ground beef or anything that's raw. Use a different knife, spoon, utensil, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I think the dog agrees with that too. Then when you go to serve, you use something that hasn't been in the raw meat, such as a clean spoon, so you never touch the raw and you have cross-contamination. So I'm just going to let this go. We're going to get our garlic in there now. I'm going to put the wooden spoon over there now. We have our handy-dandy garlic crusher that I like, and we can just put it just like that. You don't want to get it in there too early or else your garlic will get a little burnt. So the oils will be pungent. So that's about 3 cloves. The thing about this too is all that crap you don't want in there stays right in the tool. Then you just set it over there. Now we just let this cook. I'm gonna let it go just a touch more to make sure that the beef is cooked all the way through and the flavors have married. Then we were gonna add our glaze that we just made with the soy sauce and brown sugar, and we'll just let that cook. This is some really low-fat meat. What you see in the pan is not fat, it's actually moisture and water. So I'm gonna leave the lid off of it, let some of that cook out. All right, I forgot, I am going to gonna need some of this beef because we're gonna do some egg rolls. So I'm taking the crushed up. So I'm gonna take some of this beef out for our egg rolls, and I'm gonna save a little bit of our mixture that we made too, because it's gonna be our dipping sauce, or I can just make some more. I'll pour this mixture in. Add our green onions. Oh, that smells good already. Just gonna stir this all up. We're gonna turn down the heat, put our cover on it, let it sit, because now we're gonna make some egg rolls. All right, well the egg rolls are gonna be simple. They're gonna be kimchi, they're gonna be the ground beef that we just cooked off, and some egg roll wrappers. Now the kimchi I'm gonna do that I'm not gonna show you on camera, but I'm gonna grind that up in my food processor to make it all nice. That'll mix up with ground beef, and we'll just roll those up. All right, I have got the beef and I got the kimchi that I ground up. I did drain it in there before. I didn't want all that liquid in there because it makes a soggy egg roll. You want your ingredients to be somewhat dry but yet moist. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I am mixing this in the bowl that we made the teriyaki, or I'm sorry, I'm mixing this in the bowl that we made the soy sauce glaze in to add an extra flavor. So I have saved some off to the side too for my wife, which is kimchi free, because I'm not thinking she's a fan of the kimchi. So mixing all this up, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roll these egg rolls. All right, take our goop that we made, and you put it straight into the center. And then you just basically fold the sides over, tuck and wrap like so. Then you put them on a plate until you've got them all made. And then we're gonna cook them off. Okay, I've got the egg rolls all rolled and ready to go. And we'll start placing these in the hot oil. Never crowd. Anytime you shallow fry anything in an oil in a pan, you never want to crowd it. You want to let it have a little room to cook. We're going to go 4 here. We'll just let these cook up. Go about 30 seconds. Check the progress. If you're uncomfortable with doing them in one shell, you can always do, or one wrapper, you can always double wrap them in 2 rolls just to get practice on them. And then it depends on your ingredients too. If you've got some bulky stuff like we use today, you might want to go with 2 just to hold them in. You don't want them splitting and everything getting everywhere. Usually when you do egg rolls, everything is ground up very fine and it's placed in there. You know, well, you've all eaten egg rolls. I'm sure you look at the inside of them while you're chowing them down. So I usually go with 1. All right, well, we're just gonna let these cook up. And then I think we're done with everything. The rice cooker's about ready to pop. Our other ingredient, the beef, Korean beef, is done. I think we are ready to plate up. So you know what that means? We're gonna plate this up, make it look pretty, play some really hot music underneath that, and then we're gonna come back and taste it. Don't go away. Get a little bit of the beef here. You can see. That's very, very good. I'm getting a blend of flavors here, but most thing I notice is the umami, which is a savory, meaty kind of flavor. Not because it's meat, but that brown sugar and the soy sauce and the sesame oil all blend to give that. And of course, soy sauce is more umami than anything else. So now I'm going to try an egg roll. All right. That's fried just right. Tastes real good. You get that oil into it too. Same thing, umami. I dipped it into that soy sauce mixture that we made. I made a little more that I added to the beef. I put it back into the bowl and I made some more for the dipping sauce that we saw in the egg rolls. That egg roll's got that bite of that kimchi in it, which is very hot, as you can see by my forehead. So, hey, I appreciate you joining us today. We made Korean beef bowl and some egg rolls with that beef and some kimchi. Thanks for joining us here on It's Only Food. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe to the video and the channel if you haven't already, and share this video with everyone you know. I appreciate you joining us today. You have a great day. We'll see you next time right here on It's Only Food. Bye-bye.